What do you consider to be the most significant accomplishments during your time as president, and what are some of the challenges that you had to overcome to bring those accomplishments to fruition?
There was a state law allowing the establishment of junior colleges. There would be 28 of them. Jim Wattenbarger out of the University of Florida had written his dissertation on it and had it become state law. And we knew there was a college that could serve this four-county area, the CIMOC area. CIMOC, don't look too blank, that was the name of our yearbook, St. Lucie, Indian River, Martin, and Okeechobee County. That's where the men came from. But Mr. Bryan asked me if I would do a survey to see if this was the time to establish a college in the four-county area. Naturally, my survey recommended to the state that the four counties were ready, but this was back in 1958, and we were ready to go, except St. Lucie County had to come up with $8,500 from school board money, and they couldn't find $8,500. So we had to delay 2 years, and Harry Kicklighter, the senator, went to the legislature and got us that money from the racetrack funds to put the money in that we could start the community college. And that was for the four-county effort. And we were determined that it was going to be four-county, and it really was. And Herman and Ed followed suit. What our dream was to have campuses in each of the four counties serving the four-county area. And we had to get a site. The first site, I really wanted a beautiful piece of land, which is Mount Park along Virginia Avenue, I think, there. But the city wouldn't do that, but they gave us a dump. And that's what we were on the dump. But then it was a four-county effort. We got the county commissions, the counties, the cities, and a lot of private contractors came in for free, no charge, with their bulldozers and dump trucks and so forth, and cleared this site, which was an old city dump, and allowed us to establish this campus here. And I think that cooperative effort indicated what our dream was of making this a four-county effort that would serve all the counties and the kids that came along and had those needs.
True integration, I think, was the most difficult. When I first came to Florida, I entered the state of Pensacola. I was introduced to a high school there, an old auditorium, adults and so on. I was introduced, I walked up on the stage, and I was greeted by the battle hymn of the Republic. I was from the North. That sort of marked me, and I thought that may be my biggest problem. Came here, and I got assistance from a totally unknown source, being Leroy Floyd. I briefly described how we met, and the two of us worked extremely well together. I remember he came to me one time and pointed out we couldn't go any further. I said, don't worry, we'll just step back and approach the problem a different way. We had one interesting problem. A white parent complained about a reading assignment in an English lit course. I looked at the assignment and I thought, my gosh, I can see that where this would be offensive to a white person. I called the teacher and we sat down and we talked. And I pointed out, why don't we give an assignment to every student with 4 or 5 different choices, covering about the same problems, but perhaps with a different slant. And we hit on that, and the white parents were satisfied because every student got reading assignments in such a fashion that worked. And Leroy and I ran into things like that rather frequently. One time my daughter got me on a real roll. It happened when the cheerleaders were selected. You can imagine. One black cheerleader was selected with the other 4 white. And when the faculty committee accepted those 5, my 4 white cheerleaders quit. Whoops. What does Herman do now? He had a daughter that had just graduated from Bureau Beach High School. She was the captain of cheerleaders there. I asked her if she could get 3 of her colleagues, who also were now attending in New York, to finish off the cheerleading with the one black. They did it. I remember being so thankful and praying to the Lord that night when she had succeeded in setting everything straight. Then a few years later, Mike Letterwood took over the basketball team. And I didn't have any worries anymore.
I really feel like technology. And many people in the room today, and I look around, you can remember when we got the first PCs on campus. We had a large computer, institutional computer located, I believe, over in the back of the library when I came in '73. That thing was gigantic, compared to the kind of computers we have today. But we didn't have individual personalized computers that we used in the classroom. So many of you who were faculty members took that on. If you consider technology and where it was back then and where it is to now, today, had we not taken on learning about technology, being sure our staff understood technology, and putting a tremendous amount of resources and effort into technology, this college wouldn't be what it is today. If you look back, outstanding teaching, outstanding leadership, you can look at all of it, but as hard as we could have tried, if we had not conquered technology, I don't think we'd be here. The challenges were many. First of all, it was new and different, and change is a very hard thing. Technology then, at the speed, changing at the speed of light, and coming at us from all directions, was very, very hard to keep abreast of and to stay state-of-the-art in terms of the use of technology. The challenges include resources to get the machines. It included training people, instructors, and I taught here for a lot of years, and I want to tell you, it took me a lot of years to put those notes together, and I wasn't going to give them up. So to change over to using technology as a learning tool. Administratively, it's a tremendous difference when you get into technology in terms of leadership, because where technology is today is strictly knowledge-based and there's knowledge everywhere. So as a leader, you just have to understand everybody knows everything you know. There are no secrets anymore and everything is pretty transparent. So how do you lead a totally transparent group that many times got the information before you got it when you're in a position of leadership? So how do you make that happen? So that was a major challenge in changing all of us and changing our leadership styles to be sure we stay abreast and move the institution forward. So many challenges along the way, but my hat's off to every person that taught those original courses, every person that took them, every person that came along and helped us design a network that today, as you heard mentioned in the intros, is considered to be #1 in the nation for colleges our size in the effective use of technology and learning and teaching, and also in terms of administrative information and data.